Tiger Trash here with what is probably some old news for you. Blackout in a 2-pack with Scorponok. And up until now, the only 2-packs I'd seen were the Craftimus Prime figure from Classics, packed along with the Fast Action Battler Optimus Prime, which, just looking at them, they look like they're on about the same level. I picked this guy up at Toys R Us today, and the price of them both together was $5 less than buying them separate. So, not as good as a deal as I could have hoped for. It could have been the smoking deal we got on Magnus and, was it Skywarp that Target had? Where you got a Voyager and a Deluxe for the price of a Voyager. But still not bad. I mean, this is very early in the wave, and they're already giving 2-packs with a discount, which I think that's a good sign. What we're going to be reviewing today, rather than my new figures I just got, I want to play with them a little bit before I do a review on them, kind of get used to their transformations, is the 1976 Camaro Bumblebee. And when I first got him, I gotta confess, I really didn't like him. The car mode is cool, but the robot mode I felt was lacking. But it's growing on me, it's slowly. But I was talking with somebody last night on the internet, and they have one that is broken. Whenever you go to transform him back, his hood won't stay up, he'll just flop forward. And the only thing we can figure out is the first time he transformed it, he may have forced it. He doesn't remember if he used the automorph button, which on mine it's stiff. I almost think it's like, I thought mine was broken, it was so stiff. But if you press firm enough, it will work and pop his chest down, and really quite a bit moves around on the hood. The the headlights pop out and kind of move towards the center across the grill, and that's pretty much it for the automorph in the front. The next part you're going to want to do is pop the arms out. Now if you notice, I don't think they said in the instruction manual, but you can store his weapons in his wrists underneath, and they kind of have a like a muffler effect. They look like some exhaust tips, which I was kind of bummed out that there was nowhere to store them. It looked like on the in the instructions, and it works out so good. Maybe it's just an overlooked, or I just didn't notice it in the instructions. So next step is going to be to rotate his arms up and out like that. Just get his weapons out of the way for right now. The doors, the top halves pop out, and the windshield rotates forward like that. And while I'm talking about the windows, I really feel like the American version, we kind of got ripped off, because the Japanese version has clear windows, and the projectiles are clear also. Very much nicer looking, but I was looking on a Big Bad Toy Store, and they want $25 for them imported. I can't see it. Not whenever we have the 2008 Camaro coming out, and I see that as having to pay $20 for one character anyway, since you're having to buy 2 figures. But anyway, back to the figure. Next step is you separate the legs. The feet flip out. They are the bumpers in the back. The spoilers stay in place on the back of the leg. And his second automorph feature is you grab him right here and by the fender, so you don't hold anything from working, and pull his foot down, and the roof section and the back glass pivot down over the rest of the back of his leg. And also on the front, his knee plate pivots out. So let me see if I can get this to where y'all can see when that happens. And just like that. That's pretty much his transformation. There's not anything more to him than that. His weapons can either go in his fists, or the hubcaps are just the right size to accept the weapons. On mine, I don't know if it's a defect, the left shoulder holds the weapon very tightly. It stays in place very well. But the right is extremely loose. I mean, there's almost no resistance. And if for some reason you wanted to, you can even put the weapons in his ankles, but that is completely loose. It does nothing but flop. I like the weapons better in the shoulders because it balances the figure out more. He's got a lot of open area in his shoulders if you don't have it, and it feels like it adds a little bit to the character to have it like that. Complaints about the figure? The feet. He has these long clown feet. And if you look at where they join with the leg, if they would have somehow managed to make this swing completely under the leg, instead of having it at about a 45 degree angle, it'd be probably a better looking leg. Because the heel spur, instead of being behind the leg like on most Transformers, is directly in line with the leg. And he doesn't look like he would balance very good with his feet so far forward. But if you have him lean forward a little bit, he does alright. Try and stand him up straight though, and he is right on the edge right there. It doesn't take much to knock him over. Good figure though. I mean, out of all the figures I've got so far, opened, like I said, I haven't opened up Ratchet or Blackout yet. He feels the most like what I feel the concept for the movie Transformers is. You have a robot skeleton, kind of a T-800 deal from Terminator, with just car wrapped around it as armor. And very little of his car is actually integrated into the robot. The arms, the door panels that are on it, they just look like they're panels stuck to a complete arm. I mean, I'm sure I could pull most of his car mode off of him and still have a figure that would stand. Exception of the legs. The legs, the car makes up a little bit of the outside of the leg right here. But besides that, I feel sure that, you know, pull the shoulder pads off right here, pull these off, and you'd still have decent looking arms. They wouldn't look like they were missing anything, they just look like they were real skeletal. And I like that. When I first bought him, he was the least favorite of the first 5 I bought. But he's really grown on me a lot. Right now, my least favorite is probably Jazz. And I'll get to that when I get to his review. But car mode, 4 out of 5. Robot mode, just because of the feet being so goofy, 3 out of 5. So average of 3.5, recommended. Unless you want to wait for the 2008, which looks better in every way. The 2008 is even going to have waist articulation. So, neat little figure. Not the best that the line has got to offer, but nowhere near as bad as my first impression of him. Like I said, the whole reason in my video with Barricade that I had Barricade rip him limb from limb at the end was because that's just how little I liked him at the time. But he's grown on me, and like I said during my review, he really, I think, best fits with the whole concept of the movie characters is. You know, just having the cars just wrapped around just as a little bit of armor. So, anyway, thanks a lot for all y'all who've been subscribing to my videos. I just hit my 24th today, and keep the requests coming. Keep the comments going. I mean, I really enjoy y'all's comments. So y'all have yourselves a great day.